Thank you, Will. Thank you, Quinn. Thank you, Changing Hands Bookstore in Tempe. And, the first thing I want to do is introduce you to a few of my friends. This is Eric, and he lives in Gilbert. And we got Juan, he's from St. Martin's. And I should have mentioned that Eric is a rock singer. He's a lead singer for Flotsam and Jetsam.
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody know them?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, they're thrash metal. It's not heavy metal, it's thrash metal, and they're really big in Germany. Then we got Juan in St. Martin's, Nasser in Oman, Salalah, Oman. Krishna is in Kathmandu, Nepal. Min is in Hanoi, Vietnam. And Sammy is in Nairobi, Kenya. And do you know what they all have in common?
64.
They're all born in 1964, just like me. And they are among 101 profiles of gentlemen my age in my book, which is Around the World in 60 Years, the Experiences and Wisdom of a Generation of Gentlemen from Argentina to Zimbabwe. And I'm the author. My objective with the book was to connect with gentlemen my age around the world and ask them questions about their 60 years on this planet. How are we alike? How are we different? What can we learn about life and coexistence? Those are kind of my curiosity that I had. And so how did it start? Well, my wife, Michelle, who's right over here, and I did a bucket list item in 2023, a world cruise on the Queen Victoria. And it was 100 days from Southampton, England, heading west all the way around back to Southampton. And we had 18 countries and 28 ports. And it was a fantastic, marvelous experience. And along the way, before we got started, I was thinking, as a former writer and journalist, I was like, want to do a project, but I don't want to do travel writing. Wouldn't it be interesting if I could find men my age and find out about their life in their country? And so that's kind of how it started. And so I started, when I went around, we would drop into these different countries and I would look at men and say, the guy looks about my age. And I'd walk up and say, were you by chance born in 1964? And the very first person I asked that was the guy working in the shipping terminal in Southampton, England. And he said, yes, by chance I am. Why do you ask? Well, eventually I got him to participate, and so he filled out a questionnaire. I finished the trip with about a dozen participants, but the responses were so authentic and so real, my appetite was whetted to get more. And so then I thought, okay, I set a goal for 30. If I can get 30 different men to participate, this would really be good. And so I reached out to family and friends, and we've had 6 exchange students, including one who's with us right now from Turkmenistan, Camilla. And then my goal became 50. And I was like, well, this is really moving along. Then I'm gonna get 80. Got 80, got to 95 last summer, and I'm like, okay, I've got to get to 100. So I ended up with 101. And reached out to people in Bali and Samoa and Fiji and Singapore and Amsterdam. And I got a little greedy and was determined to find people in Iceland and Iran and Nepal and Morocco and Turkmenistan. And it was successful. And each gentleman filled out a short questionnaire about their life experiences.